So I just want to say before this video begins, I attempted to have the camera focus on the miniatures. I noticed after filming that absolutely none of the miniatures were in focus. So I have taken stills to the best of my ability for all the miniatures. I do apologize that they won't actually be featured with motion in the video. Anyway, let's get into the video. Thank you. Hello YouTube, it's the Drunken Kobold here, today with a review of Premium Miniatures Wave 5 from Wizkids. This set was released on February 17th and is available in your friendly local game store for about $8 to $10 a booster. How does this stack up to previous Icons of the Realms releases, particularly other premium wave miniatures? Let's find out. Without further ado, here are the miniatures. Here is our Human Ranger Female. She is wielding a crossbow and has a sword on her right hand side. Her clothing is average in detail, but the face and the hair is absolutely lacking any detail whatsoever. So for me, this is a disappointing miniature to say the least. Definitely steer clear of this miniature unless you have absolutely nothing to represent your Human Ranger. Next in the lineup is one of my personal favorites of the set. This is the Gnome Wizard Male. The detail on this guy is absolutely amazing, and I really wish that the camera that I had could do this little guy some justice. He is so small, and yet they got so many of the details on him absolutely perfect. The only thing that I wish they could have done better was that his spell book had some indication that it had writing in it rather than just plain blank pages. But overall, I absolutely love this guy. He is definitely one of the standouts of this set. Speaking of standouts of the set, we have the next two are actually standouts in my opinion. First, we have the Human Wizard Male. The detail on this guy is absolutely amazing. I know we've had human wizards before, but this guy just looks absolutely incredible, and I cannot complain about him whatsoever. Like, I have absolutely no issues with this miniature at all. You can see his spell book, his scrolls, he has spells in action. Like, it just does not get better than this for Icons of the Realms, in my opinion. So by outdoing previous wizard males for the humans, I feel that this one it deserves its slot entirely. Next is another wizard, also human. We have the Human Wizard Female. Though her clothing and gear isn't anywhere near as intricate as her male counterpart, I feel the fact that, she's a dark complexion and that they got the details in her face still. They got the eyes, they got the nose, they got the mouth. I feel that this is absolutely a great miniature. So yeah, no, I definitely have to put this up there with the standouts of the set. Next, we have a Dwarf Fighter Male. So this is a miniature that I am on the fence about. There was a Dwarf Fighter Male in Wave 2. Wave 2, I believe, now is out of print. So anything that is out there that is for sale is simply stuff that hasn't sold yet. The details on him are okay. I feel that, the hair and the beard could have had more details. And I do like that they went with an alternate weapon and armory choice. However, the fact that the detail on this isn't up to snuff, in my opinion, of a premium miniature, and that the previous Dwarf Male Fighter was better detailed in my opinion. Just leaves this one feeling a little lackluster and feels almost like a wasted slot. So I kind of got to leave this in the middle ground, but it's nowhere near as bad as the Human Ranger was for me. And no, this miniature will probably grow on me like its beard did. All right. This one is another one of my personal favorites from this set. This is the Elf Druid. He is like the detail that is put in his cloak, in his clothing, like everything about this miniature, like even the face. This miniature to me is what a premium miniature should be. This is like the fact that this kind of detail can be achieved with the premium miniatures. I definitely feel that the main booster lines of Icons of the Realms and even the other premium sets definitely need to step their game up, because like when you have miniatures like this and like the upcoming Halfling, the Gnome Wizard here, it just really leaves other miniatures feeling extremely lackluster. Now, I actually have a story that I'm going to cut into this review really quickly. It's no secret that these miniatures are Nulzur sculpts that are pre-painted. Well, back when I first started collecting miniatures, I bought a few of my friends' loose Nulzur's minis. He didn't know what they were. He didn't have the packagings for them anymore. And there were so many Nulzurs on the web that it was near impossible to go through them individually and find which ones you had. So one of them was this human druid. I interpreted it as a wizard, so I actually painted him to be a drow wizard with red robes. Now, of course, my paint job is absolute shit compared to this. And, you know, I actually am feeling about redoing this miniature altogether, just because I feel like I'm going to do the reds and like the gold fur. Like, he's definitely still going to be a red wizard. But like, the point that I'm making with this is a versatile miniature. While it is a druid and it is like the greens give it that natural earth feel to it, this could definitely serve as a wizard or even possibly a warlock. Like, there is, like, this miniature has a lot of versatility to it. So on top of me having to redo my Nulzurs so that I don't feel absolutely inferior to this guy, this is one of those miniatures that just screams versatility. That is why this is like one of my absolute favorites of this lineup. Next, we have our Goliath Barbarian Female. So the detail on her isn't bad. It's nowhere near as detailed as the other miniatures in this set. But one thing I do want to point out, I don't know if it can be seen, is the pure white eyes. The fact that they painted those is a really nice touch for me, as a lot of people, like I notice when they draw their Goliaths, they tend to give them like blue eyes or green eyes, kind of taking that twist of the fantasy art. So I do like that this is a lore accurate depiction of a Goliath. One thing I want to point out is this lightning behind her. As a barbarian, I don't know if this is supposed to represent her raging, supposed to represent one of her totem abilities. Like, it just kind of feels out of place to me. So, like, the fact that this miniature to me has no versatility and has, like, and leaves a lot of, like, what exactly is it doing, kind of puts this miniature in the mid-ground for me, but definitely still overall a nice miniature. All right, this is another one of the standouts of the set. This is the Halfling Fighter. This little guy is absolutely decked out to the teeth in armor and weaponry. And the fact that they got so many details on such a small figure is absolutely impressive to me. And this definitely tells me that, like, you know, the booster pack line of miniatures are not where they could be at. Even if they didn't go as high as the premium miniatures in terms of quality, there is still a lot of room for improvement. Like, I absolutely love this miniature, and this miniature actually makes me feel like playing a Halfling Fighter just so I can field this. The fact that it is so small too also means that it could serve as a gnome. With Tasha's being on the board, gnomes can now have dex bonuses, have strength bonuses, so a gnome fighter is not out of the realm of possibility. This is definitely a strength-based fighter, whereas halflings are not known for their strength. So this, to me, is just an absolutely cool miniature. Next, we have our elf... Oh, sorry. Next, we have our elf fighter. This guy... Like, the detail on this is, to me, is terrible. Like, this does not say premium miniature at all. I am extremely, extremely disappointed with how this miniature turned out. I really hope that other blisters have better paint jobs than this one, and that this one is just like a factory flop. One of the things that this does have going for it is the fact that it is an elf and does have a clearly magical weapon. This could definitely have some versatility as a blade slinger, but no, overall, this is a very, very disappointing miniature. And yeah, no, like, the only reason I would ever recommend to buy this is if you want a blade singer. There are better elf fighters in the icons lineups. All right, now we have our human rogue. This is also a really nice miniature in the lineup. The fact that she is of dark complexion, has magical weapons, this could easily be a drow blade singer, but the fact that she's wearing like really, like, you know, light garments, she appears to be flexible and agile, she has her second weapon, which happens to be a dagger ready to go. This definitely does scream rogue. There is, like, this is a great miniature as far as I'm concerned, and definitely is up there with the other, like, really good miniatures of this set. The two wizards, well, actually 3 wizards, the Druid and the Halfling. All right, so what are my overall opinions of this set? We have 2 really, really bad miniatures. Like, they are not miniatures that if I wasn't doing reviews that I would buy. I simply would not buy these 2 miniatures. So that for me brings this set right down to like 5 out of 10 off the gate. We have 2 average miniatures here at best. Like that, like, okay. Some people may feel that I'm being a little hard on our barbarian here, but overall, I just feel that the lack of versatility and the lack of clarity about like what exactly is this barbarian, like what is its totem, what is it even doing with lightning behind it, just doesn't do it for me. So with these 2 average miniatures, we go from a 5 out of 10 to a 6 out of 10. Now, we have 6 out of 10 phenomenal miniatures here. Like, these guys knock it out of the park. And had the details on, like, even the Dwarf fighter been better, these guys could have possibly entirely redeemed the set from where our elf fighter and our human ranger were. That said, they don't completely redeem this set to a 10 out of 10. Overall, these guys for me, they give it they bring this set up to a solid 8 out of 10. Had these mid-range miniatures been a little bit better, in my opinion, this set, even with the 2 bad miniatures, could have been a nice 9 out of 10. But these 2 bad miniatures just knock it so far down for me. But no, a nice 8 out of 10 for this set, for me, feels appropriate. The versatility of some of these miniatures, the human rogue, the druid, the fact, and like even the halfling being able to like be versatile as a gnome is really cool for me. The details on the 3 wizards, absolutely great in my opinion. So yeah, no, this set is an 8 out of 10 for me. Have you had a chance to pick up these miniatures and give them a solid look at yourself? If you have, let me know in the comments down below what you think. If you feel I deserved it, please leave a like and consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. Cheers, and in the meantime, may your rolls be with you.